What is EMV chip card technology? EMV chip card technology is the global standard for card processing. Originally named by its developers, Europay, MasterCard, and Visa, chip card technology features a more secure form of payment by using embedded microprocessor chips that store and protect cardholder data. Often, this technology is referred to as chip and PIN or chip and signature. Petroleum pay-at-pump merchants must support EMV by October 2017. However, in-store transactions must have been enabled for EMV by October 2015. What is needed to be EMV ready? First, you must have a PIN pad that supports EMV cards. The MX915 and MX925 are both hardware ready to read EMV cards. The MX880, 870, and 860, as well as the 850 PIN pads, however, must have an EMV card reader attached. Not all models in the field for the MX800 series have an EMV card reader. Both the MX900 series and the MX800 series require the latest EMV-supported software. Your Verifone POS equipment must also be running EMV-enabled software. For Commander and Ruby CI locations, you must be loaded with software base 43 or higher in order for EMV to work. Sapphire locations will be required to have an electronic payment server or EPS device installed if one is not already present, along with the EMV-enabled software. For any hardware or software upgrades that you may need, please contact your Verifone Authorized Service Contractor or VASC. Additionally, your POS software upgrades may be performed using Verifone's Remote Software Update or VRSD feature. For more information on this, please go to support.verifone.com, select Petro and Convenience, and then Verifone Remote Software Delivery or VRSD link for more information on setup and requesting remote software. Configuration. Configuration of EMV will be made available via Configuration Client on the Commander or Ruby CI, or Sapphire Configuration Manager, depending upon your POS site controller. All settings will be in the Payment Controller menu and will allow for easy setup. If you are using Bypass for your credit card processing, it may be necessary for you to contact your processor for additional information on EMV setup prior to performing the update. No further configuration is required for the PIN pads once they are installed with EMV-ready software. How does a normal transaction work? The transaction flow on the POS does not change. The cashier will still need to press the MOP key for either credit or debit to trigger the PIN pad. On the PIN pad, the customer will be prompted with Insert or Slide Card. If the customer slides the card on the PIN pad and the card is EMV capable, it will prompt the customer to insert their card. If the customer inserts their card into the PIN pad, then they will be required to leave the card in the terminal for the duration of the transaction. During the transaction, they may be prompted to select credit or debit on the PIN pad, confirm the amount, enter a PIN, or sign for the transaction. The cashier will be able to see the prompts from the PIN pad on the POS display to help direct the customer. Once the information is captured, the last prompt that will appear is to remove the card. Once the customer removes the card, the transaction will finalize and the receipt will print out on the POS. If the customer does not remove their card, the transaction will not finalize and instead time out, which will require the customer to go through the prompted information again on the PIN pad. What happens when the chip doesn't read? Depending upon the card network or bank, a customer may be able to alternatively swipe their card if the chip is faulty. If the alternative measure does not work, then the customer will need to contact their bank for a new card to be issued and pay for the transaction using an alternative method of payment. Thanks for watching Verifone's training video on EMV. Please check out our other informational videos on Verifone's YouTube training page.